live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. Anybody out there? Anybody out there? Let me go over. I don't see anybody watching yet. Nobody viewing. Let me go over on YouTube. Make sure I'm up. Let's see. Go to my channel. Yep, I'm live. I can talk to myself for a minute. Because I know there's some other lives going on, but hopefully somebody will come in here. Let me see. Well, it's one of those lives where I'm going to just be here by myself for a minute, and I'm okay with that. Hear my music. This is called Trap Beat 2, and it is by my goddaughter, Musical Genius. I'm going to sit here. See, now's the time. Y'all could hear me sing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just having some fun by myself for a minute. Listen to the music. Listen to the music. Listen to the music. This on loop, loop, loop. I'm listening to the music. Listen to the music. Listen to the music. On mute, 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 mute. I can do that for a while, y'all, you know. Hopefully somebody gonna come on out there. Let me see. I'm gonna go and see if I can share my own live out. That's what I'm gonna do. Share it out on Twitter and out. Share it out on Twitter. Yeah, let me turn down the out. Share it out. Turn down the volume so that I'm not. Share it out on Twitter. All right, I'm tweeting it out on my Twitter page. Yeah, that's just me in the chat. So let me come on out. Yeah. 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 Y'all need to come on in. Y'all need to come on in. Cause I'm singing. I'm singing. You need to come on in. You need to come on in. I'm singing. I'm singing. Yeah, and I might stop doing it when y'all get here. Singing, singing. Somebody's here. If you're in the clouds, come on out those clouds, y'all. Say hi to DC. Come on out the closet. Oh, they left. Okay, that's all right. It's like that. It's like that sometimes. It's like that sometimes, yeah. I wonder if I can put this out on Facebook. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to put it on my Facebook page. Oh, Miss Marona. Hey, Miss Ramona. Girl, I was on here singing to myself. I don't have no problem doing that. Yeah, now it was showing that was somebody here, and then suddenly it showed you were gone. I said, oh, okay, well, I'm by myself again. How are you, Miss Ramona? I'm just sitting here drinking my tea. And then when it's too hot for that, I got sweet tea. How was your day, Miss Ramona? All right, girl. Hey, I'm playing this trap music that my goddaughter made for me like 3 years ago when she was in school. And since she does all the music on my channel, I decided to play this because this is a little bit more upbeat. Oh, working on the new shops. Okay, girl. That's right. Keep elevating. My son is gone, girl. Until Sunday. So, me and my purple hair sitting here just chilling. Shoot, I have some chicken in the oven. I hope I gotta go get it out in a few minutes. Not since like we went last week. We went one day last week, but we haven't. Other than that, no. And now he's out of town until Sunday, so I'm gonna go to karaoke on Saturday though with my sister. It's gonna be daytime karaoke, so I might vlog there. Oh, somebody else is here? Okay, somebody else here, say hi. Hey, Chewy. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by, my new friend. Thank you for dropping by. I'm on the West Coast, so it's not even 10:30 yet here. But I just came on here. Yep, I got free time, girl. Free time. And oh, here's my candy. I always have to have my M&Ms. I was gonna come on earlier tonight, but the person 3 condos down from me was having drama with one of their women. So yeah, I decided to wait until after I couldn't hear them through my front door. But yeah, I got my music playing. And I'm eating my candy. And I'm singing every once in a while. See? Now watch. All my friends who always talk about I don't vlog me singing are not hearing this live. And I actually did a little singing. I might do some more. Yeah, these are the regular ones, and then I like the hazelnut ones with the hazelnut inside of it. I don't like peanut M&Ms. I never have. I don't know why. Just never have liked them. My son loves them though. Yeah, but my goddaughter made this song for me when she was in school, just to see if I like it. And I was digging through my email today and found it. I sing everything in karaoke. Hey, Queen Bee! Don't forget to smash that like button, Queen Bee. How are you? Yeah, I like to sing all kinds of songs in karaoke. I sing rock. I sing R&B. I'll sing show tunes. There's 3 people in the chat. Make sure y'all all have smashed that like, because I can't see it because I'm over in StreamYard. So, but yeah, I sing everything. I'll even sing a country song. I'll even sing some country. I sing everything. But in that competition that I was in last month, I sang rock. I sang Evanescence. Nope. Yeah, Ramona, I'll sing country. I'll sing some Faith Hill, some Carrie Underwood. Really, Queen Bee? Yeah, I know you can. Hey, TR! TR Naree's in the building. Greetings. Oh, we got some royal family coming up in here. Sorry, y'all, up here eating. TR Naree, the other night I actually had me playing acoustic guitar, but tonight it's my goddaughter's music, some trap music. Yeah, I like Carrie Underwood too, Ramona. Somebody sang it's a song that I did in GarageBand like 3 years ago, TR. I'm still trying to learn how to play acoustic guitar. I'm a lefty, so I have a left-handed guitar. Yeah. Yeah, Queen Bee. I know you can disable the comments because I see a lot of people disable the comments on their videos. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. Yeah, this song doesn't have any name. It's just called Trap Beat 2. My goddaughter did it when she was in school for music. Everybody smash that like button. And if there's anybody in the stream that you don't know, please grab them up. This is not a gross stream, but I want all my friends to be friends. And if you do not have TR Naree, grab him up. Grab him up. He is good people. So I'm just sitting here eating my M&Ms and singing a little. Who plays football? Ramona. Oh, you're talking about the song that she sings that on football, on the football. Yeah, I like that song she did too. Yeah, girl, it's hot, so I had to put it up because this is a lot of braids in my hair. I'm on TR's live stream every day. Every day. TR, I bet you did not know that I work from home. That's why I'm able to be on your stream every day. I work from home. Yeah, I like how she does that opening. There's still some coffee in? The tea's almost empty. Gotta go to the other one. I'm so glad it's Thursday night. One more day, one more day, one more day. So, oh, guys, guess what? I do have something good that happened this week in the news that didn't get a whole lot of coverage. There is something called the Autism Care Act 2019, and it got signed into law this week. It got signed into law this week, which means in all 50 states for their entire lifetime, people on the autism spectrum, no problem, Ramona. I know how this goes. Just on the autism spectrum, people on the autism spectrum for their entire life will have health care benefits. The president signed it in the midst of all the impeachment hearings. I was worried about whether that was going to get signed or not, but it got signed. Hi, it's me. Yeah, I know. TR came through a minute ago. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Don't forget to hit that like button. This is just a laid back stream. If you don't know somebody, please introduce yourself, grab them up. All my friends are loyal friends. So Medicaid, for the Medicaid, this guarantees that they'll get it for their lifetime for Medicaid and Medicare. It didn't cover adults with autism before, so now it does. California, where I am, my son got it. It was not a problem, but it wasn't like that in all 50 states. Now it will be like that in all 50 states. People won't have to fight for their kids to get health care when they're adults, when they can't keep them on their own plans anymore. Thank you. Thank you for coming by and showing me some love. Yeah, I got to do my live streams at night. I wish I could do them during the day. I wish I could do them during the day, but I'm actually at work, so I can jump in everybody else's live stream during the day. But at night, especially because my son's not here tonight, usually I don't know how he's gonna be. So we have to, this week wasn't good times. He was in a mood, so I couldn't do a live stream because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get on and get off. Oh yeah. The Medi-Cal or Medicaid includes dental, because my son has dental care. He goes to a dentist. He has a dentist that deals specifically with autistic people. Oh yeah, girl. I had to do that. I'll do another one like that. I know I got a story time that I'm going to be doing, and it probably will either be me walking when I do that one or driving, because it's going to be yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a tough subject. It's going to be about when my son was younger and somebody called CPS on me because they didn't understand about autism. That's a story time. Yeah, that last one though, I don't know how that video ended up upside down. I just couldn't understand what happened. I was just like, okay, well, whatever. So I just wrote over it. Sorry, I don't know how this is upside down, but okay. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go check on this chicken. I don't want it to burn. I'm coming right back. I'm running to the kitchen. Coming right back, Miss Ramona. Coming right back. Take this stuff off. All right, here it comes. Yeah, the one where I walked to the store. Yeah, I was ranting about those kids, and now in where we're out in the Inland Empire out here in California, you got these kids that are bullying at the school. You had a kid that got bullied that was like 12, 13, and he died from his injuries in the fight, but they don't know whether they're going to charge the kids that did it. Hi, Sarah. Peace. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks for coming in. Well, once I figured out how to get the sound on it, Ramona, I love it. It's easy. Because I don't have enough subscribers to be able to go directly live through YouTube yet. I have to be over 1K, I think. But I like it. It's easy. And I don't mind showing my face, so, you know. Some people are afraid to show their faces, but I don't care. I am me. Yeah, but so what I was saying is out here in California, we got these kids out there in the Inland Empire in middle school that are getting into fights, and a kid is dead because of one of those fights. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, if I'm gonna do a live, it's probably gonna be at nighttime because I'm on the West Coast, you know. So, and I was telling Ramona, you know, when my son is here, I'm not sure how he's going to act. You know, he's an adult, but, you know, if he's in a mood, he's in a mood. Yeah. And the last couple of nights, you know, yeah, he was in a little bit of a mood. So I was just like, no, we're not going to even try to do this with him here. Not tonight. You know, he's been cool, like when I've done the videos with him on them, but right now, maybe next week. But this week, couldn't do a live with him at the house, so. And I gotta get my hours in. But all of this stuff that's going on is just, there's some stuff that's going on that's really, really crazy out there right now. And I don't know how I feel about it. I know, Sarah. I'm from the East Coast, though. That's, you know, I'm from the East Coast. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I feel about the stuff that's going on right now that just finished up, and I don't know how I feel, you know. I have forgiveness in my heart. Let me just say that. But I don't know if I could forgive someone who had no remorse. I don't know if I could forgive someone who has no remorse. And I'm a Christian, but I don't know if I could forgive that person. You know, I do sometimes, Miss Ramona. I do. I date occasionally, you know, because I'm still cute. You know, but men here in LA are a bit of a trip, so sometimes I think I might be too much for them. Thank you, Sarah. That's right. If I don't think I'm cute, I don't think I'm pretty, how can I ever expect someone else to think it? You in Dallas? Yeah. I got a lot of family. I got family in Texas. Hey, Merle Burry's family. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through to show some love. Thank you for coming through to show some love. I hope everybody is having a cool Thursday night. Hope y'all like my music that I'm playing so I don't get no copyright strikes. That's what I'm talking about, Sarah. She showed no remorse. I don't care how many tears were up on the stand. You know? And this, you know, and to me this is, you know, it's not as much of a race thing as it is a law enforcement being able to get away with murder. Thank you, Miss Ramona. Thank you. I'm thankful I still look the same as I did when I was younger, so I don't look like life lived me. I lived life and it didn't live me, you know? And I just am thankful that I'm in good health and I'm in my right mind. I know I'm just sitting here dancing in my seat. But this is what I do. And then I sing a little for you. Listening to the music. Listening to the music. In the chat. In the chat. Listening to the music. Listening to the music. In the chat. You're right, Sarah. You are apt. I didn't even understand that. I didn't understand that because she shook her head like she was disgusted, and then she comes down there and yeah. It just looked totally displaced and out of place to me. Hola, bon dia. Portuguese. The judge do that to someone who's been convicted. I can't even. It was just, the whole situation was just crazy to me. I mean, a human life being taken, a human being murdered is only 10 years. But I've seen people who got manslaughter and went to jail for longer. I'm confused. I'm confused. Yeah, I'm just confused. The whole situation is just confusing to me. And I mean, I have friends that are law enforcement, you know. She's just, and this wasn't the first time that she had shot somebody. She just didn't kill them the last time. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, but Ramona, I mean, I'm a Christian, but well, no, I'm a follower of Christ. That's what I am. How about that? I'm a follower of Christ. So, hey, yes, sis. How are you? Happy Thursday night. We just sitting in here talking. I'm just talking about stuff that's going on and how it's just very confusing, I think she did it on I think so too. I think so too. You know, I mean, personally, I think she dated the guy or wanted to be with the guy and he didn't want to be with her, or, I don't know. Something happened prior that we don't know about. It just, I don't know. For real, Ramona? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't understand why they only gave her 10. I don't understand the rationale. I think they did too, but I also think that they cleaned up that apartment. I think, before she called anybody in, she removed any evidence. And then no one gives this man CPR. Nobody tried to save him. And I think his birthday was this week. It was supposed to be this week, and he would have turned 28 this week. 28 years old. He didn't even make it to his 28th birthday. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think they set up the crime scene. And they're behind, and then everybody's standing behind the blue curtain. They're standing behind that blue curtain. Standing behind the blue curtain. Because it's just, they're trying to tell us that, police officers aren't out there just shooting people, but here we go. Yeah, he was out of his mind. He was out of his mind saying that. And then you couldn't even see really who was in the courtroom, because they just had it focused on the judge and on the stand. So, but and watch something crazy gonna happen. Like she'll get a movie deal or something, or a book deal or something out of this whole situation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you know, so she's going. So it's 10 years, but is she going to be in the general population? That's the question. Or are they going to have to put her in solitary because she's a former police officer? I figured it was a small courtroom. Yeah. You know, it's just sad. You know, it's law enforcement all over the country is just so corrupt, and then the judicial system is broken. The guilty get away, and then people who are innocent go to jail because they can't afford legal representation, and so they stack charges against them. Queen Bee, I don't really have a topic. You know, we just sitting here chilling. I just happened to start talking about the events of the week. Before that, I was talking about the Autism Care Act. Before that, I was talking about the Autism Care Act that now covers adults with autism for their entire lifetime, so they'll have health care in all 50 states. That happened while all this other mess was going on. You know, it got buried. So I talked about that first, and then we started talking about the Texas situation. I just pray that we don't get something crazy happening there like what happened here in California after Rodney King. They do. Yeah, they're not going to, if they put her in general pop, they're stupid. They want her to die. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Ramona. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. But they found the person that did it. At least they found the person that did it. Now let's pray that they can convict them and get that right. I'm going to go check that out, Ramona. And my auntie, and a bunch of my cousins live in Dallas. They moved there after Katrina because my family's from NOLA. Yeah, that's horrible. Queen Bee, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We don't have any special topic here. We just got on this. It's kind of hard not to be oblivious of what's going on. Okay. That's horrible, Ramona. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am. My condolences. My condolences. Yeah. It's crazy. And one of my friends was telling me that it's worse in Houston, even though we don't see a lot of it on the news. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You did, Ramona. My cousin, I think they live. Let's see, like in DeSoto and Garland, and like I want to say Prairie something. Absolutely, Miss Queen Bee. Whatever you want to contribute to the topics, go right ahead. This is an open stream. This is an open stream. We're just talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. Let me know what you want to talk about. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of people going through stuff. I live. okay, Miss Queen V. Yeah. Usually when I'm listening to lives, I'm usually working during the day, and at night, I'm just sitting there in the live. But yeah. Yeah. A lot of my family moved. A lot of them moved to Dallas, and then a bunch, and then the other ones moved to Houston. So I had family that moved to Dallas, and then family that moved to Houston. So I have family in both those two cities. Because one of my cousins works for the immigration department. You know, the part that does the passports and everything, and they have an office in Houston, and that's where she works. Yep. We have property in the area that got flooded. My dad had a house from his mom, and then my mom's family had a house from my grandmother, and both of the houses were gone because they were both in Pontchartrain Park. Over there by Lake Pontchartrain, that whole area got flooded out in Katrina. Oh yeah, let's see. Do you think is? You know what, Queen? I don't think so. Hey, Common Sense. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I'm going. This is my I don't know, 4th live. I started going live last weekend. Yeah, no, Queen Bee, I don't think it's selfish to be honest with you, because everybody is not meant to be a parent. Everyone's not meant to be a parent. And in my personal opinion, there's some people that are parents that probably should not be parents. Yeah. Yeah, Ramona. Yeah, I know it's good to be in business for yourself. I have side hustles, but I still work for somebody else right now. But one day I'm not going to, because part of my vision is I'm going to be going around the country talking about autism and, advocating for people on the spectrum eventually. So that's one of my goals. Everybody don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah, everyone doesn't want kids. That's yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know how much more Houston can take. I really don't. I mean, they were just getting over Harvey, and then they got hit again. Yeah, Queen. Not everybody is meant to be a parent. They really, really aren't. You know, and I have respect for people who, you know, recognize that they shouldn't be a parent. I mean, there are people who want to be parents that aren't parents, but then there are people who just don't want to have kids, and they shouldn't be guilted into having one just because they can. Yeah, I have family in Mobile too. I don't know that much of the family that we have in Mobile anymore, but I have family there too. Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. I mean, I love my son. I wanted to have 5 kids, but I only got one. But my one kid with autism was like having 5 kids. So I got my wish. Maybe not the way I wanted it, but I got it. Nope. And then the thing is that if you decide you want to do it later on, then that's on you. But if you decide you never want to be a parent, that's fine too. That is fine. And that's, I don't even see what, maybe because they want you to live their dream, but everybody's not meant to have kids. And everybody doesn't have kids. I mean, I have friends that don't have kids. They didn't want to have kids, so they don't have kids. Yep. It's not for everybody. Because once you have a child, you cannot give them back. Thank you for that, Common Sense. Thank you for that one. Yeah, and I don't think my son likes being an only child. I wish that he wasn't, but he kind of likes having me to himself. And ironically, people, before I had my son, people thought I didn't want any kids because when I got married, I didn't immediately go get pregnant and have a baby. It was after I had been married for a minute. But you know what? Queen Bee, that's not right. And that's being judgmental. Because that's between you and the Lord. I'm sorry. That's being judgmental. I know one, like there's one of the YouTubers that I follow did a whole video about not wanting kids. I want to say it's Nappy Jojoba. I think that's who it is. She did a whole video about not wanting kids and how people trip about the fact that she doesn't want kids, and she doesn't really care what they think because they're not going to change her mind because she does not want to have children. You know what, Ramona? That's when I wanted more kids even after I had the diagnosis of autism for my son. But somewhere around when he got to around teens, and I started to have some behavior issues and stuff with him. At that point, I was just like, I said, you know what? I'm glad I don't have any other kids because I don't think I could handle another one and him because of what I was going through with him when he got to his teens. Before that, there wasn't a whole bunch of issues and everything. But if I had still been married, then yeah, I would have wanted more kids. But because I ended up being a single parent and basically doing most of the raising of my son, no. Not by myself. Wasn't going to have another child with a kid with autism. Not at all. Yeah, but you know, and I have, let me see. Like my brother, people thought he didn't want kids either. You know, he only has one now. You know, when he finally did get married, he has one. I mean, he has a stepson too, but me, my sister and brother, each one of us had one kid. We all had one. And my mom was one of 11 children. My mother was one of 11 children. And I was one of 4, but our other sibling died. So 3 of us. It was originally 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls. But yeah, Queen Bee, because that person's crazy. I mean, that's not, and you don't treat somebody like that because you know what you want to do with your body. And nobody should feel pressured into having a child. Yeah. I mean, I go to a church, but I don't have a pastor that's like that. But my pastor is a woman. So, and my church is non-denominational. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. They do. That's what I said. I go to a non-denominational church. Because I grew up in Catholicism. So, as I said, my family's from New Orleans. So, I grew up in Catholicism, and then I came to California, and it was different out here than it was at home. But I ended up having to leave the Catholic Church before they had the big, huge scandal here in the Los Angeles area, in the Los Angeles churches, with, you know, priests doing things to kids. Yeah. No, it doesn't speak in the Bible about not have about if you don't have kids. But yeah, I grew up in the Catholic Church, and I left the Catholic Church because of the stuff that was going on before it was public knowledge to the world. Because, you know, it was going on at the church that I was at, and that would have never happened in the church that I grew up in on the East Coast in DC, because, yeah, no, it would have never happened in that church at all. I would have probably been a dead priest, but, you know. So now I go to non-denominational church because I can't do it. Can't do it. All I care about is what's in the Word, what's in the Bible. I don't want you giving me your interpretation. I don't want you, you know, I don't want none of that. Exactly. Exactly. Sarah had children in her old age. Yeah, Ramona. I'm good in non-denominational. I mean, I'll just say most people that come out of the Catholic Church, you know, if they stay going to church, they generally won't go to a church that is in a denomination after that. You know, they just won't. Church of God and Christ. Yeah, that's what my brother ended up going to when he left the Catholic Church. But now he's at a non-denominational church, and my sister and I both went to non-denominational. Oh, no worry. No. We got you. We got you. You know what? Common sense. That's fine, because, like I said, it's not, having children is not for everyone. That's right. Yep. Auto text. Yeah. But yeah, common sense. That's good. Yeah. Yep. That's what my church does too. I mean, my pastor, I mean, we are a Bible-based church. So that's what we do. We go by the Bible. But, you know, if someone's going from a different translation other than the King James, then they need to say what translation that they're taking it from, you know. But we generally fall back on the King James version. But yeah, I'm, like I said before earlier, I was like, there's no, I couldn't be someplace that would judge me on whether I wanted to have kids or not. It's really nobody else's business. You know, really not their business. And then see, a lot of people, until they see my son, they assume I don't have kids. They say, well, you don't look like you have any kids. Oh, really? What does a mother look like to you? It's crazy. So I have a kid, but he's an adult. So, and I'm happy with the one. So has anybody got any special plans this weekend? I'm going to a barbecue on Saturday to it's a fundraiser for a foundation for this slain SWAT cop here in LA. His name was Randall Simmons. And he was actually the first LAPD that they ever did like this huge coverage for. They had never done it before him. He was the first one that they did that. And he was killed saving another cop's life. And he had on a bulletproof vest and they hit him right above it, right here in the, yeah. And anyway, he was a member of my sister's church. So they're having a barbecue on Saturday. So I'm going to that. Having a hard time. What do you... Peace and praise the Lord. Really? Yeah, Elizabeth. But I mean, I have friends that are Jewish. They go to synagogue. It just, you know, it's whether if you're going to an Orthodox or you're going to a Reformed. And then I have some friends that are what they call Messianic Jews. I guess that they're Jews who are also Christians, but they still, you know, follow Jewish customs. Oh, did you, Queen V? I love BBD. They can still move too with their old selves. But they can still move in their 40s. They can still move. Shoot, I think they're almost 50 now. Yeah, they're almost 50. Shoot. Yeah, because they were teenagers when I was a teenager. So yeah, they're almost 50. Because they're like around my sister's age. And she just turned 50. But they're younger than me. They are younger than me. Because I am well over the age of 50. Even though I don't look like it. But I am. That's what Miss Ramona, that's why I always be saying to Miss Jovi that she's almost young enough to be my child. Almost. I'm having fun. It's just a cool night over here. In Cali. It's what time is it? It's just a little after 11. Just a little after 11 for me. Well, it's about almost 11:30. So I've been on for a little over an hour. I'm doing good. Yeah, because I didn't even want to be on like around an hour to an hour and a half. I don't want to keep people on too long, but I know I can talk. Oh, Miss Ramona. So what you're saying? We're in the same age range. Yeah. My son is younger because I had him when I was older. You know, if I had him in my 20s instead of my 30s, he would be in his 30s now. Oh, really? That's cool, Queen Bee. I love New Edition. I love New Edition. I love BBD. I love Bobby Brown. I love Johnny Gill representing DC. I love Ralph when he does his stuff by himself. I love the whole thing together. Yeah, Miss Ramona. Yeah, I didn't. I got married. It got married a little later, but well, I was younger, but it just took me a minute. It took me a minute to have a kid. I love Mr. Telephone Man too. Mr. Telephone Man. I'm not gonna sing any more than that. Nope. We don't have no copyright strikes for me singing their songs. Oh yeah, Poison. That's my song too. That's my song too. That song was out when I was young and I was in the skating rink all the time. I still skate now, but I was in the skating rink all the time when Poison was out. Yep, I'll be out there skating. I skate backwards too. I do it all. I do all the little tricks and everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, I downloaded one of the new songs. I downloaded one of the new songs because I'm a New Edition. I'm a New Edition fan. Really? And you know what, Miss Ramona, whenever I come to Dallas, I bring my skates and I go skating. Yeah, and a matter of fact, I made friends at the skating rink that I'm still friends with on Facebook because we met at one of the skating rinks in Dallas. I took one of my cousins skating with me too. Really? Exactly, Queen Bee. You gotta remember, it's like New Edition came out in the early 80s, okay? And we were all young then. So, and they came out, and so they're like, for those of us that were young then, they're like our Temptations and stuff. So yeah, we older and we'll come to their concerts, we dancing and everything. We got grandkids and stuff, and yep, some of us are great grandmamas too. It's the truth. Because that's who their audience is now. Oh, that's my song. That's when JG came to the group, and he just put that velvet voice on there. Whew. Yes. Whew. Y'all gonna make me hot. Think about Johnny Gill's voice. He can sing. He's always sang like that. Ugh. Because he used to be in the choir in the church down the street from my church back home in DC. And then Stacy Lattisaw went to my church because she was Catholic. She grew up Catholic. She went to my church. So I remember when he was a kid. Oh man, Ramona, girl, Frankie Beverly and Maze in concert is off the chain. Off the chain, off the chain, off the chain. I took my sister to go see them. And you know they dress in all that white. Girl, they put on a concert. And you know what? They have never won a Grammy. Ever, ever, ever. Makes no sense that they've never won a I know Queen Bee, girl. I know you young. I know you're young. I know you are. But I remember 50, Queen Bee. I remember 50. That's where I am. I remember 50. Yeah. Yeah. I'm friends with Stacy on Facebook too. But she's like a minister now. She got saved and stopped doing music. So yeah, Ramona, I know. Yeah, Ronnie is nice looking, but his wife is crazy. And I heard she's not gonna be holding a peach this season on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That Kenya took her peach back. But I always liked Ronnie. I always liked him. Yeah. And then Ricky used to go to the same church as my brother. He used to go to West Angeles, and my brother used to go to West Angeles. So he would see Ricky all the time. But Ronnie's some kind of, outside of New Edition, he's some kind of real estate, mogul. We did, Ramona. You're right. We had real music because people were actually trying to make original music. They weren't doing records that were like, sampling somebody else's song from the 80s or song from the 90s. And now you're going to make it your record. They weren't doing that. Or they weren't going into and making up a song on their computer. Because, like in my last live stream, I did that whole acoustic guitar thing in GarageBand. It wasn't even done on a real guitar, but I have a real guitar and, I can play a real guitar. I can play a flute. I can play instruments, but, they don't even know how to read music. So how could they make real music? They don't know how to read music, so they can't make real music. Really? Ooh. Wow, I bet you he was nice looking too, Miss Ramona. I know, I went out with this guy from, I can't remember what part of Mexico he's from. His name was Genava. Yeah. I went out with him a long, long time ago. Back when my son was young. I was dating him. I dated him like when I was doing a lot of stuff. I was doing golf tournaments for autism, and he was one of the people that would come to the golf tournaments because he was like a doctor or intern or something. Yep. Girl. That's good, Queen Bee. But girl, let me tell you, some of us old girls don't look like we old, even if we could be somebody's grandmama or great grandmama. So, we can get in there and fit in with the youngins in some of those places. But, even if I don't look my age, I know what my age is. So, I'm going to do certain things, and then some things I'm just not comfortable doing because in my head, I'm like, I'm going to leave that for the youngsters, For example, like twerking. I don't twerk. I can twerk, but I'm not going to twerk. You know, not doing any. You know, I don't have a need to do that. Of course, there's this older lady somewhere on YouTube that's Afro Cubano, and they have her. I mean, and she is doing the daggone thing. I mean, she's going down low, 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 low. Yeah, the music's not. I mean, even like a lot of even the songs that I do at karaoke, I'm not doing. I mean, there's some new stuff that I'll do, but most of the stuff I do is older. No matter what genre it is, it's usually an older song. That's okay, Queen Bee. I go to concerts by myself too, girl. I go to concerts by myself. Because, like, where I am, I could literally walk to one of the concert venues that's here. Because where I live is close to where the Rams and Chargers are going to be playing next year. And then there's a concert venue right next to that. And I can walk to it from my house. I'm solo most of the time, Queen Bee, or my son is with me. Or my son is with me. You know. One day maybe there might be a man in there, but you know, hey, I'm a package deal. So it is what it is. You know. And I'm past the age of having any more children, so that's not even going to come into the discussion. You know, if they want children, they definitely don't want me. They want to go somewhere else, like to the left. You know, but you know what, Queen Bee? Let me tell you something. There are men out there who don't want kids. You know, so there's a lot of them. You know, and it's not that they're being selfish. It's just, you know, they don't want children for whatever reason. Oh my goodness. Common sense. I'm in California, but I'm from the East Coast. That's my home. I'm actually from Washington, D.C. Marvin Gaye, that's my homeboy. That's my homeboy. You on the West Coast with me, Queen Bee? That's why I'm always, when I go into chats, I always say Ola from the West Side. And people are like, why do you say Ola? Because my family's Afro-Cuban. I speak Spanish. I am an Afro-Latina. Yeah, there is meetup. That's right. I've done some meetups, Queen Bee. I've done some meetups. You know, and a lot of times now I'll do things. I'll try to find things that are social, like so I can get my son to be more social because he's young. And because of him being on the autism spectrum, he's not really that social, but he's almost 24 years old, you know, and he likes girls, you know, and girls like him, and they don't care that he has autism. I have found out. They don't care. He is a man. I had to come to that realization a long time ago when he was a teenager, because that's when I realized that people didn't see my son like I saw him, because started attracting grown women when he was a teenager because he's very tall. He's like six. He's like almost 6'5". You know what, Queen Bee? It's okay being single because, you know, I mean, if you want to be single, it's fine. And if you don't want to be single, then, you know, eventually you won't be single. But you know what? What I say to people is that you need to be happy with yourself, by yourself, before you can be happy with somebody else. That's what I think. And I like my company. I think I'm cool. So, you know. And even if there's not somebody else around, you know, at least for right now, my son is around sometimes. I mean, this weekend he's gone. So, you know, so I'm going to hang out with my sister on Saturday. Oh, no, Queen Bee, I don't do that. You know what? I've never done a date nap. You know, maybe I'm too old for that, you know, but they have 8 date naps out there for people that are over 50 and everything. But, you know, here's my thing. People don't be putting they don't put their real pictures and stuff on those things and everything. They like to catfish people, you know. They'll put an old picture on there and it'll be somebody, it'll look like they looked 20 years ago. And I'm with you. God said, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. That means that why am I out there looking for a husband? He's supposed to find me. I just have to be available. So. Yep. All of the people, if you're all saying that. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm over 55, so I don't know. Maybe you are older than me, but I'm over 55. So, and I don't have any problem with it at all. Because look at me. Do I look like I'm over 55? I know I don't look like I'm over 55, but I am. I don't have a problem with it, though. And you don't look that old to me either, Elizabeth. So, you know. But most people don't look as old as they did. None of us look the way our parents did when they were our age. None of us look the way our parents did. You know, because I know that when my mom was around the same age as me, to me, she looked like she was in that's so bad. But to be fair, my mother had by the time she was in her 50s, she was like all salt and pepper. And then my mom just had this beautiful gray hair by the time, you know, she passed. And I don't have all that. I always say West Coast is in almost all the lives. That's true, Queen Bee. I jump in everybody's lives going all day long and everything. And then I'll, you know, then I know I'm gonna have to do mine after everybody else has done theirs later, because that's what makes sense for me. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just fun just to hang out. Like I've gone and done those paint and sip party things, you know, where it's just a lot of people in there, you know, painting and, you know, drinking wine and stuff, and just out there just having a little bit of fun. I don't have more gray hair than my mom. I have more gray hair than my father, who's still alive and 80. I have more gray hair than he does, and he has all his hair. So, yeah, but I took after him. I just think I have
more because I have more hair than he does. You know, he's salt and pepper. But most of mine is really just all in the middle. Ha 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 ha. You're funny. You're funny, Ramona. Well, I didn't say what my age was either. I just told you that I'm over a certain age. So it's anything, it could be anything over that. But I am over 55. I am over double nickels. Yep. I am over the double nickels. And I have another birthday coming up in 4 months. February. Yeah. You know what, Queen Bee, you know what? It's like, just be you and stuff. You don't have to, you know, if you don't want to do meetups, I would do meetups just to for common activities and stuff, but I didn't do them to meet somebody. I did them maybe, you know, just to meet different people, but not for dating. It's just to do group activities with other people. But you know, like I've done meetups for karaoke. You know, so that's the kind that I did. But yeah, I don't do dating apps. I ignore people who DM me on IG and say hello. You know, strange guys. Same thing on Facebook. Strange guys. So, you know, if you want to meet me, you have to come correct. You got to come correct. And I'm kind of old fashioned, so I embrace myself. Well, you know, Queen Bee, I've had gray hair all my life. That's the reason why I've never even tripped about it. I was born with gray hair. I was born with 12 strands of gray hair in the middle of my hair. I had 12 strands, my mama told me. I've always had gray hair. So, you know, but now that I'm older, I now have some legitimate ones, you know. You know what, Miss Queen, and that's fine, because I'm like, who was it that was somebody, one of those actresses or something, that was talking about, she didn't understand why people couldn't accept the fact that she was okay with being single. I want to say it's Tracy Ellis Ross, Diana Ross's daughter. Yeah. I think like people are always like kind of trying to, like, you know, pressure her. Oh, you got yours as wisdom as a teenager? No, I've had mine my whole life. Hey, Miller's Babe, how are you? Thank you for coming. We're just in here talking, you know, we're just in here talking about anything. Don't forget to smash that like button, Miller's Babe. Yeah, we're just in here talking about, you know, that things like not everybody's meant to be a parent, and it's okay if you're single, if that's what you want. You know, I date, you know, but here's my thing. Unless you have put a ring on it, I'm single. That's how I am. Unless you've put a ring on it, I'm single. So, but maybe that's because I've been married before. Y'all are funny. Elizabeth, you're funny. Ooh, Elizabeth. Ooh. Oh. Has he been there for, is it going to be, is he going to be there for a while, Elizabeth? I'm sorry about that. People, you know what? People hate talking about mental health, and it's such a real thing. Yeah, Queen, that's the thing. If you're fine with it, that's what's most important. It doesn't matter what other people think. It really doesn't. You have to be happy with yourself first and foremost. But Elizabeth, yeah. I'm so sorry about that. That's true, Ramona. That is very, very true. That's so, so true. You have to love yourself. You're right. You're right. You're right, Queen. You're right. You're right about that as well. I get you on that too, Elizabeth. You know, I mean, I think even if you're fine with being by yourself, everybody gets lonely sometime, you know? And even if you're lonely, it doesn't mean that you want to be with somebody else. You just may want to be around other people. But then again, you can be around a bunch of people and still be lonely. I understand. You know, Elizabeth, you know, like most of the time I am caregiving for my son. So it's usually just me and him, you know, but I want to be, you know, it's like I want to be with someone, you know, eventually, you know, I like going out, you know, and talking to another adult and, you know, spending time with another adult. So I get that. Yep. And as you can see, Elizabeth, I can talk a whole lot. I can talk a lot. And imagine that I'm in a house with my son who does not talk a lot. So I don't talk a lot most of the time. But when I'm on YouTube, I'm talking like this. Or like if I'm out with someone, I talk a lot then, because then I'm downloading all the conversations that I don't, you know, I'm not able to have when it's just me and my son here most of the time, because, you know, he talks, but he's not going to carry on a long conversation with me. So, hey, Eva. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Queen Bee. My goddaughter did that. It's called Trap Beat 2. She is musical genius. She's out on SoundCloud. She does beats. She went to school to do music, so. Hey, Eva, don't forget to smash that like. We're just in here just talking about anything. We're talking about, being comfortable with being by yourself or being with someone, And most of the time I'm by myself or with my son, and I do date, when men have enough courage to come and ask me to go on a date, But I've been told that I can be intimidating, so I don't know what that means, but if I intimidate you, then you're not the right one, because I'm not intimidating at all. I'm just, not fixing to put up with no games. Just, be real. I will. I sure will. I will. I told her I was going to put this one. I told her I had found this one because this is something she did when she was actually in school. This is something she did when she was in school. The other stuff that on my videos, that's stuff that she did specifically for me to put in as my background music. But this is something that she sent me just for me to hear like a long time ago, and she never did anything with it. And I said, well, I'm gonna put it on when I'm doing my lives, so it's not a bunch of dead air. What's that say? I don't like living by myself, but someone with me. Yeah, well, let's see. I'm trying to think. Have I ever lived by myself? I have. I lived by myself in my early 20s for maybe a year or two. Al Green and Otis Redding. Oh, Al Green. Dun, 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 dun. I'm sorry. You see, I'm gonna get silly on you. Oh, sitting at the dock of the bay. Yeah, I think didn't his kids remake that? They did a remake of that. The Reddings did of sitting at the dock of the bay, and then somebody else did a remake of it again. Well, let's see. Queen Bee. I don't know if I am or not. Because I haven't, I haven't been like married for a long, long time. And therefore no one has lived with me for a long, long time other than my son. So I don't know. But yeah, I live in a drama-free world, and so as long as my world can stay drama-free with you in it, then maybe you can come on in. Oh yes, I like. Shoot, I love the blues. Yeah, we call that brown liquor music. There's this place here. It's in the hood in LA, but it's a place. It's like a juke joint that a lot of musicians go to, and they do blues and stuff up in that place. It's like a hole in the wall, but it's like only like $5 to get in. And then they'll have some bomb food in there. And then you get all these musicians up there. I mean, some of them are professionals. I mean, and they start doing the blues. It's off the chain. You know what, Elizabeth? I'm trying to think. I go to concerts every once in a while. I like going to like the Playboy Jazz Festival here in the Los Angeles area at the Hollywood Bowl. I'll go to like those kind of concerts, like the outdoor concerts. But I don't go to a whole lot of concerts in general. First of all, I don't really want to pay all that money for so little show these days. I remember when you could pay, and I'm gonna date myself, but I remember when I was in high school and we had this thing called the Fall Funk Festival or the Back to School Festival. And you'd see 7 or 8 bands for $10. Oh yeah, back home in DC, they have this place called Blues Alley that plays blues, and then up in Rock Creek Park, they have the Carter Barron that they have a lot of outdoor concerts in the summertime, and they'll play some blues up there. But Blues Alley is famous for the blues in DC. But I prefer going to concerts outside too. You multilingual, Queen Bee? I only speak English and Spanish, but my dad speaks 5 languages. My dad, the doctor, speaks 5 languages. He's still a practicing physician at 80 years old. My dad speaks English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, and Italian. And he told me he was going to learn German and Russian. You go ahead. Oh, wow. You know what they have? They have some free concerts in the summer here. Leading up to the Playboy Jazz Festival in other parts of the city. Like I took my son to a concert that I vlogged that was in Marina Del Rey. There was an outside concert. It was a jazz concert with John Batiste. And it was free. So they do a lot of those here too in the summertime. San Antonio. I've never been to San Antonio, Miller. One of my friends, this girl that I used to work with, no, she wasn't from San Antonio. It's San Antonio's down at the bottom, like, is that like down there near where Galveston is? But I have a friend that she was from Corpus Christi. And she said that Corpus Christi was very, very similar to climate-wise to how like Southern California is. You speak 8 languages. Wow. Well, I speak English and Spanish. I want to learn French. Oh, okay, that's towards El Paso. Okay. I remember the last time that I was in Texas, I drove from Dallas to Houston and back, and then I drove over to Shreveport. Let me just say how flat Texas is. It was just like, I'm not used to it being so flat because, I mean, I grew up in DC, so we were close to the mountains there, and then I moved from DC to the West Coast, so I'm close to the mountains here. So I've never been in a place that was so flat as Texas. Oh, jellyfish in the sand. Oh, yeah, no, jellyfish ain't nothing to play with because those jellyfish sting out here in California too. Really, nothing but seashells everywhere. Ugh, that's horrible. Galveston's near Houston. Okay. And San Antonio's near El Paso. Yeah, and if you get stung by one of them, it hurts like I don't know what. They sting like 100 miles out of Corpus Christi to San Antonio. Okay, Galveston's near Houston. Okay, got it. Yeah, and I've been to Houston. I have like cousins there, and I went roller skating in Houston. I skate wherever I go. Hey, Darren. We just in here just talking. We talking about being single, talking about whether to have kids or not have kids. We were talking about that trial situation earlier, but not anymore. We've moved on. Oh, you know what, Ramona? I've been to Denver, and it's too high up for me. The altitude bothered me. I mean, I had to I drink a lot of water, but I had to drink even more water. It's so dry up there. I would have to get up in the middle of the night and drink more water because I would be cramping because it would suck all the water out of me. That is so horrible for them to do that crap on the sand. Oh, you're up in the Fresno area, Miller? I've never been to Fresno, but I have to send my taxes there every year for state taxes. But Fresno is like in the central, that's like part of the Central Valley. That's the part of California that actually has the 4-H club, like I remember back east. What did she say? I know the weather's crazy in Texas, especially if you in Dallas, Ramona, because like my cousins, I remember when it snowed in Dallas. My cousins from New Orleans were freaking out when Dallas got that snow. And I used to work for a company, and we had one of our offices in Dallas. So I used to go to Dallas all the time when I was working for them. But that was before, that was like maybe like 7 years ago, before they started getting all this freaky weather. But yeah, no, even back then the weather was kind of crazy in Dallas. I know, that's what I'm saying. That y'all's weather is kind of crazy. I wonder if it's because of, because you think about this. Don't they do a lot of the doesn't NASA have like some of the rockets and stuff? Don't some of them things fall down in Texas and stuff? Because I'm thinking that's part of the reason why everything's messed up in California as far as our weather being crazy here because, you know, of all the stuff that they're doing in the atmosphere above us. All the weather everywhere is bipolar. Yeah, that's true. It is. I think it is. Weather nowhere is the same. Because think about it. For all that time that we were having all these drought conditions in California, you know, and now we're not. And then I remember the year that California got all the rain that was supposed to go to Washington, and Washington, you know, the state of Washington didn't get hardly got any rain that year, but we got all their rain. And I was just like, no. When we got all that rain that one year, I was just like, this is why I don't want to live up in Seattle. It rains too much up there. I know. I was watching something last week, and it was showing in Iceland where all of these icebergs in Iceland are no longer where they were. They're gone. Give it 15 minutes. Yeah, that's true about Texas. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We're doing too much. We're doing too much. And we are affecting the atmosphere. You know, and then think about it. When the government decided to stop sending up rockets, now private companies are sending up all the rockets. They're doing it for them. And, you know, it took SpaceX a minute to get it right, because they're not that far from where I am. And I remember when they came to the city that they're in, because they're in Hawthorne, where the Beach Boys grew up. They're in Hawthorne. That's where the Beach Boys grew up. The Beach Boys went to the same high school as my son did too, as a matter of fact, Hawthorne High. But SpaceX is in Hawthorne, and it took them a while to get those rockets to go up and not come back down. What? Wow. Oh my goodness. A crane. Wow. I remember that. I know. It is global. You know, and I think maybe, when people talked about in the beginning that it was global warming, maybe that's not the right term. I think it's really climate change. It's climate change all over the world. I mean, think about it. Even though people don't like to think about the fact that the entire, country of the United States, every state has faults and everything. But, so now you're having earthquakes in my hometown in the DC area. They've had several in the last 10 years. And the entire time I was growing up, they never had an earthquake. But now they have an earthquake on the East Coast. They're having on the East Coast now, and so, I mean, I don't know, I'll say that, when they had the really, really big earthquake back in 1994 in Southern California, I was here when it happened because I wanted to go home. Immediately, I wanted to go home when it happened. But I didn't, because I was married to somebody that was from here, and then I couldn't go home. But when that happened, right before that had happened, they had been doing slant drilling in Southern California, up in the they had been doing some slant drilling out in the desert or something. And right before that happened, I had been in Tehachapi, which was up the 14, freeway here in California. And when the earthquake happened, the 14 collapsed. And something told me and my ex-husband it was obviously the Lord, that God told us to do it, because he said, when we were out there, he said, I don't want to say this, but this looks like earthquake weather. He said, it's too, he said, I think we should go. So we left early and went home instead of staying until Martin Luther King's birthday. And the 14th freeway collapsed in that thing. And it was a while before they got that freeway back up. And I remember that. But I remember that they had been doing slant drilling before that earthquake happened. They had been doing slant drilling. They doing stuff, Child, girl. Well, I can tell you that, Ramona, like, we're losing the shorelines in many places because they're literally having to go and, put sand out there, to keep the shorelines. But I think that the like the shelf is left me. I know all those hurricanes and stuff down there, and one of the places I was thinking about moving was to Florida, but I was thinking about moving to the west coast of Florida, because for whatever reason, every time a hurricane happens, it just misses the west coast of Florida, like Tampa and all of that. They might get a little rain, but they never get the freaking hurricanes. It'll hit the Gulf and it'll go towards New Orleans, Alabama, Mississippi. And the west coast of Florida doesn't get nothing, but the east coast of Florida just gets torn up. Wow. What? They're trying to build trains underground? So they're saying they have an earthquake. They're blaming earthquake. They're saying they have earthquakes in Texas. I haven't heard about no earthquakes in Texas, not in the Dallas area or Houston. So they're trying to say that these are earthquakes and stuff. I mean, see, an earthquake can happen anywhere in the entire country. I mean, it's like the one over in Japan. Well, I know, like, I remember when they built the subway systems here in Los Angeles, it took me forever to get in a subway here in California, even though it was metro like they had back home in DC. But I just was thinking about, I don't want to be stuck up underground if an earthquake happens, and I don't really ride the train that much, but I don't really ride the ones that go underground either. I've ridden the ones going underground, and I've never gotten stuck. I think I got stuck once here. Yeah. But it wasn't because of the earthquake. It was something else going on. But that was, yeah. But yeah, I don't like going underground in earthquake zones on the train. I don't do those. And I don't know. I know they're supposed to be having this like throughway to the airport here in LA that Elon Musk is doing underground over by SpaceX. I don't know how that's going to work with like a belt that's going to take the cars back and forth. So that I'm not really happy about that either. California being an island like Hawaii. Child. If anything like that happens, you know, it's not going to happen in our lifetime. If it ever happens, you know what I mean? If it ever happens, really. I mean, I mean, like, I mean, yeah. That would be an act of God. That would be a true act of God. It would be more than an earthquake. Oh, that's like those high-speed railroads that they're wasting all that money that may never ever happen here in California. That's supposed to go from Southern California to the Central Valley. No, well, no. Some places they may have some sinkholes, but to be honest with you, the place that's really got the sinkholes is the sandy soil of Florida. They always having sinkholes. I mean, every once in a while you have a sinkhole here, but that's because I guess a poor construction or because, you know, stuff that's going on underground that they haven't reinforced. But for the most part, I'm not seeing a lot of that, but I could be wrong. I just may not be seeing them. Yeah, that bullet train. Yeah, they supposed to be doing they were supposed to be doing a high-speed rail here in California that that the governor, Jerry Brown, wasted all that money and it's still going on. I mean, I think they're up to like $110 million or something out just crazy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The sinkholes, I see sinkholes in Florida, but that's because of the sandy soil. The other kind of earthquake that happens when underground kind of liquid evaporates, causes more damage. Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, you know, people are concerned about whether the Earth's crust is thinning, and whether we're losing part of it. Yeah, sinkholes in Florida are common. That was like one of the things I'm like, do I really want to move to a state where they don't have good soil because everything's sand, but they don't have taxes in Florida, and it's better for people who are older in Florida. Yeah, so that's my dilemma with Florida. You know, then I'm in California where we have the earthquakes. But as we have found out, earthquakes are everywhere now. If I go back home to DC, there are earthquakes there too. Yeah. I mean, and if you think about it, really, when volcanoes erupt in the places where we have volcanoes, you know, like even though it's not doing anything right now, you got Mount St. Helens up in Washington. That that's because of earthquakes or shiftings under that are, underground, that are causing those earthquakes, that are causing the mountains to erupt. Hey, Miran, how are you? Don't forget to hit that like button. We just in here talking about all kinds of stuff. Now we're talking about climate. Now we're talking about the climate. Queen Bee, are you in Southern California? Yeah, it was Brown that did that craziness. Newsom just inherited the problem. Of course, he's doing some stuff of his own up in here. So he's doing some stuff of his own because he just signed into law so that college athletes can actually get pay for their endorsements and stuff, so that the college doesn't get all the money anymore. I don't know how the NCAA is going to feel about that. Good, Marianne. I'm glad. Thank you for coming to the chat. Thank you for coming in. That's what I was saying. He's just moving forward, Elizabeth. He, is kind of taking on, and it's continuing because it started doing Browns and now Newsom is, but it's just ridiculous. I don't think that high-speed rail is ever going to come to fruition. I really don't. To me, it's just a joke. Believes in ghosts or the paranormal. Well, let me see. I believe that there are different planes. That there's a spiritual plane, because I believe that we all have a spirit inside of us that's going to live on after our body is gone. So I believe that there's a spiritual plane. But I don't know if they can cross between that plane and this plane. I've never seen a ghost, but, I have seen things on the other plane, when I was in like a REM state, so that, but what I saw, I don't think were ghosts. I think they were demons. So that's my feelings, Queen Bee. I don't rule anything out. Yeah, common sense. You're right. They do go out and have to do that because the sand and stuff wear and tear, so they the coastal, I think it's the Coastal something society here in California that deals with keeping the coastlines together. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Okay, so Does anybody else want to comment on ghosts and spirits? I'm missing something. I'm just looking to see what I missed in the chat. You believe in both. Well, like I said, I've never seen a ghost. So I'm not saying they don't exist. I've just never seen one. But, I know that anything is possible. I don't believe that our spirits die when our bodies die. But I just don't know if apparitions are really, people, or if they're spirits that weren't people, like demons. But Miss Ramona, I know that they exist because I grew up in DC, and I know that there's one there. I mean, it's a secret, but it's not a secret that everybody knows that there's this, underground city under DC for the, for the congressmen and all of that, if anything happens. I think that there may be some type of magnetic pull in that area, because people can't really explain, like Amelia Earhart and all that. Where'd they go? Why can't you find any evidence? So I would say something's going on there. Oh yeah, I agree with that, Ramona. Yeah, I definitely believe that there are spirits. I just don't know if I would classify them as ghosts, because a ghost would imply that they were a human being at one point. And I don't necessarily believe that the spirits that we are dealing with were ever human. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying, Ramona, is that I know about the one under the city I grew up in, but I know that that's not the only place that it exists. I mean, they have some that are, I heard that, in all of those mountains and stuff, in the middle of the country, that they have some places. Oh yeah, they would. Yeah, that's true. I know. Yeah, and they made everybody stop using aerosols. Yep. That's true. Aerosols may be bad for other reasons, but I don't think it had anything to do with the daggone ozone. But Ramona, no. All over the country. And I don't believe it's just here. I think, like, you know, around the world. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know, Queen Bee. Yeah. You know, the place that doesn't exist that everybody knows exists. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, all of the stuff. I mean, think about this. Would it benefit our government to tell us that there was actual living beings on other planets that had come here? Would that benefit them if that in fact is true and they're keeping it from us? Would it benefit for them to tell us that, or would it benefit for them to keep it all secret? You know? You know, I mean, because this is my opinion. I think that we, as human beings, are extremely cocky to think that we are the only intelligent beings that the higher power created in this entire huge universe, that it's just us. I think that we're foolish to think that. Yeah. And then the planet that's not a planet anymore, too. How about that one? Now it's a moon again to another planet. So now, how many planets do we have in our solar system? How many is it really? Yeah. What we learned in school was 9. Now apparently it's 8, or is it 10? Because you know they're finding other stuff out there. I think that I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the big secret is. You know, because this is going all the way. That's going all the way back to the 40s and 50s. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ramona. I'm a nerdy girl, so of course I have. Of course I have. And if you go searching around on YouTube, you'll there's some YouTubers that have some of that stuff on their channels too. Yeah, my son and I have a telescope that we set up sometimes in the yard. So well, we did where we lived before. Here it's harder to do it, but we'll go outside and look up at the stars and stuff. No, I know, Elizabeth. I'm just saying that it's similar in the fact that it's something that's happening in the Earth's core that's coming up, that's causing the friction, that's causing the volcanic eruptions, and that's causing earthquakes. I know they're not the same thing, though. Let's see. Have you ever looked at some of those blogs on a plan? Yeah, I have. I have, Ramon. I have looked at some of those. I believe Yosemite. Yeah, you're right. I believe you're correct about that, Elizabeth. I believe that you're correct about that. They're actually above Mount Lava, but there is water between them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think I remember something on National Geographic that was talking about the geysers, like Old Faithful and all of that in Yosemite. Yeah, but you know what, Queen Bee? Here's the thing: a lot of stuff that we were taught in school is what they wanted us to know versus what we should know. I mean, take American history. It's a slanted view, but there's a lot of stuff that we know now that's not in American history because that's not what they wanted us to be taught in school. Yeah, that could be true. That could be true, Elizabeth. You know, but what about the area that is surrounded? Wouldn't that be also affected? You know, I'm just thinking. You know, there's areas that are in close proximity to it. No, you know what? Elizabeth? It's not that they're paying them to pay. I'm paying them to play. What it's about is that a lot of times their endorsement deals are something that come up when they're in college, and they do not allow student athletes to work. They cannot work. Most of them are on athletic scholarships, and those scholarships pay what they pay, but they don't always pay everything that they're going to need. And if they get like a Nike endorsement while they're in college, that money now is going to the school instead of to the student. And this is just evening the playing field, because some of those student athletes that may get those endorsements when they're in college, they may never go on to be professional athletes. And this may be all the money they'll ever make as an athlete. So think about it that way, you know, because we all know that even though a lot of players go into play college basketball and college football, they don't make it into the NFL. Yeah, but I'll say that it depends on what school it is that you're at, but a lot of these schools, the athletes actually have to go to class and pass their classes, or they can't play, and they will lose their scholarship. So even if they have an athletic scholarship, they still have to take care of their academics. Let's see, what about aliens? They said they found Roswell. Yeah, you know, Ramona, I know. It's just there's so much stuff that goes on. Personally, I think there's a lot of stuff that goes on that is hidden from us. You know, I mean, because think about it, there are people who believe that we never actually went to the moon, that it was all done in a studio, that nobody has actually ever really been on the moon, ever. That we don't really go into space. All of that's fiction. So let me see. I'm being certified. Well, you're a smart cookie, Miss Elizabeth. That's what I was saying, Ramona. Is that even though they have athletic scholarships, it doesn't necessarily take care of everything. Like, for example, I hate to use the school that I went to because they're in all this scandal right now. But I'll take, for example, USC. Okay. When I was in school there, I mean, I knew guys that played on the football team. I mean, they were excellent football players and everything. And, they didn't get no money. They were broke, struggling because they do not allow athletes to work. And the school, trust me, USC was getting all the money from anything, any popularity, and all that stuff. And most of these schools are making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off of these athletes. And then some of them get out of college with a degree and some of them do not. Did you know in the 1800s, how the wing is fire sending to Really? In the 1800s, really? I didn't know about that. And I'm a nerdy girl. I'm going to have to go look that one up. Was this like in the northern part of the United States? Like up towards, because I know we have crossfeathers and families in Europe and Britain, which cause a plague. Somehow I vaguely remember that. From history class. Because I was a straight A student in history. I vaguely remember something about that. Yeah, they used to have longer. I do believe that probably the winters were longer before the industrial age. Because I think, if you think about it, the industrial age happened at around the turn of the century into the 20th century. And that's when the world really started, So from the early 20th century on, we've been doing all kinds of stuff, contaminating the atmosphere for over 100 years now. We've been digging into mountains, depleting the resources, on all the continents. We're depleting all the gold, all the diamonds, all the coal, all the fossil fuel. We're depleting everything. You know what? I remember something about the long winter, but I didn't know that it was tied into the plague in Europe. And this was the second plague, because this wasn't the first plague. Was that when I remember was that when they had the bubonic plague? You know, you got me thinking now, Elizabeth. Oh, you were down there in my area. Maryland, yeah, Chesapeake Bay. When I was a kid, I used to go out to clean up the beach at the Chesapeake Bay. I've done like the coastal cleaning that they do here in California when they go to clean the beaches. Yeah, they do. We do that by volunteering. I've done that. Yeah, you know, we're greedy. We're not thinking about what's going to be here for our children's children. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Queen Bee. I have some native blood in me as well. I know my hometown team has issues. You know, I mean, I really don't care about the name of the team, and you know, but there are some Native Americans that do have a problem with the name of my hometown football team. You know, but they have no problem with any of the other teams that have, you know, anything about Native Americans in them. So it's, you know, they're picking and choosing. That's true. That's true. You know, but the term happened because the Europeans were ignorant in the first place, because Christopher Columbus was ignorant and thought he was in India. So I do understand that part. But then, of course, but that of course is the reason why we no longer celebrate Columbus Day. It's now called Indigenous People Day, to celebrate Native Americans. Yeah. I'm part Cherokee and Blackfoot. Both of my parents could have gone to college for free, but they both had academic scholarships, so they never used being a quarter to go to college. But I had a friend that went to USC with me that went to USC for free because of her Native American status. Yeah, I know some people are sensitive about being called that. It doesn't bother me, but you know, I do know that it bothers some people. just like, the N word bothers some people of African descent. So I understand. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have friends from India. And from actually all over that area. Okay. I know Queen Bee. I know you are. Yeah, but Elizabeth, some people take offense to it. So we just want to respect. We just want to respect it. It's a healthy debate, but let's just respect that. I mean, Yeah, both of my parents and my grandparents, all of them. One of my one of my actually the pastor of my church, she actually was born on a reservation and started out on a reservation. And she's Black like me, but she's obviously part Native. I mean, there are a lot of African Americans that are part Native. And she actually, for the first 5 years of her life, lived on a reservation in Texas. Oh, really, Elizabeth? Okay. We'll be okay. Let's just keep it calm. Let's just keep it calm. I think all of us in the stream have some Native in us. So, and some of us have more than others. So we're just going to be respectful. Let me see, what time? How long have we been on here? We've been on here a while, huh? Oh my goodness. I'm looking at something that I watch Neek at night sometimes. Ooh, she's talking about Evelyn Lozado. I don't even want to get into the Afro-Latina conversation. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. Talking about being Afro-Latino. Oh, is it? I'm not seeing that happen. But I'm in StreamYard. Let me go. And I don't have the Nightbot on, so I don't have the Nightbot on. I sure don't have it on. Let me go look and see what's happening. I don't have no Nightbot in here. Whatever it was, I don't see it. Ramona and Elizabeth. Everything that I saw over in StreamYard is what I'm seeing in the stream right now. All right, let me come out of that. That's weird. That's weird. It's weird that they're doing that. But I've noticed a couple of times. Amelia Earhart's gear. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. And thank you for being calm. They found... I heard about them finding that on Marshall Island, but and supposedly they had some picture of her or something, but it was so grainy you couldn't tell who that person was. You couldn't tell if that was really her or not. Yeah, and I have it on loop. It just loops. It's looping the same song. The actual song is like 3.5 minutes long, and it just keeps looping. I just have it looping the whole time we're on here. Don't want to get no copyright strikes. So any music that's ever played on my channel, I promise you, it's all music that I went and paid for it from my goddaughter. Put some money in her pocket. I know they have the free copyright free music out there, but everybody's using that. It's like you go to everybody's channel and everybody has the same music starting their show. It's so funny to me. So that was the reason why I just coughed up some money and paid for some music so that I could have different music. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's deleting the comments because I don't have anybody in here as a set up as a moderator, so nobody should be able to delete anybody's comments. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's happening. Let's see, where are we? It's like 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna go another 15 minutes and then we're gonna shut it down. And I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll probably come on earlier though tomorrow because I won't. I'll be, hopefully my next door neighbor or 2 doors down won't be outside showing his butt or having any people that he's dealing with showing their butt acting a fool outside. But I really appreciate all you guys coming through and everything. It's just Yeah, Ramon. That's why I said I'm about to shut it down. I'm about to shut it down within the next 15 minutes. I'm off of here. We're at the end. Thank you so much for coming through, Miss Ramona. Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle is fascinating to me, but you know, I'm a geek anyway, so you know, I'm into all that kind of stuff. A lot of interesting stuff. I watch a lot of the conspiracy theories and everything, and all the stuff about the but I figured I'd come on when I could. Oh, I know that. You know what, Elizabeth, I know that there's a surplus that's being hidden. There's a surplus, you know, just like like the government, they pay farmers not to plant stuff so that it appears like we don't have stuff. That's why people need to start growing their own vegetables and not depending on other people for their, for that. I mean, think about it. We started as a agricultural, for the most part, nation. Most of the people in our country were farmers at one point. That's the reason why we have all this daylight savings time stuff going on. And, yeah, queen, I know. I don't care, but I'd rather be the nerdy girl. It's cool, It's cool, women who actually pick up books, open them, and read them. We're actually cool, I'd rather be more than a pretty face. Come on, ladies, let's play nice. Let's not even talk about Native America. Let's talk about something else as we're closing this out. Let's get back to talking about being single and being happy about that. Yeah, we do, Rock. We do. We do. I was like one of the girls, growing up. I had braces and I wore glasses. I just refuse to wear glasses these days. I stopped wearing glasses. Well, I have glasses. I have to wear them if I want to read something. But I don't mind being a smart girl. I studied math in college. It is what it is. That was before they were encouraging girls to go into STEM. So I was there. But I love the fact that I like being by myself. I'm happy if I'm with somebody. I'm kind of where I would like to be with somebody, but I'm okay if I'm by myself. I don't care, because I mean, I'm doing a lot with my kid. Yep, that's me. It's me. My glasses are somewhere around here. I'll be looking for them in the morning when I need them. I'll be looking for them in the morning when I need them. I mean, I have to use them most of the time when I'm working on the computer because we're staring at the screen so much, and working on a computer just messes with your eyes anyway. But I work in the house, from the house. Yeah, music is fun to talk about. I actually, like how I ended up in California. I came here to go to college, but I actually came here to do music and, to be a singer-songwriter. That's what I wanted to do. So I still do songwriting and stuff, but I'll do session work, like doing background vocals and everything, but I'm not trying to be the one out there anymore. I want someone to do my music. And I create original music. I'm not, covering somebody else's song with my original lyrics. I'm like coming up with original music and lyrics and everything. And my son helps me with some of that stuff because he's good at coming up with music. Me too, Queen. I like everything. I like all kinds of music. The only kind of music that I don't really care for is heavy metal. That's about it. Like Black Sabbath, that kind of music. Not really mine. That screaming. No. Not really my kind of music. But I like everything else. Classical, rock, R&B, contemporary, alternative, country, hip hop, rap, trap, world music, I like everything. And I like a lot of the songs where it's just the instrumentals, like trap, where it's just music. Because, but the thing is that, I'm going to get deep on y'all for a minute before I go. Like, one of the things that, if you think about it, every person in the world, our bodies are a code. And a code, it's a symphony. It's like, it's numeric. And music is numeric. Like, it's like each person's body, their vibrations, their tones, and everything coming from them is a symphony in and of itself. Created. I know that may not make sense to you guys, but that's true, because if you think about your genetic code is numbers, and if you lay out that whole code of numbers, each one of those numbers is a note, and if they put that code into a computer, it will play music. Is that not deep to you guys? That's one of the things I kind of learned in my, quest for knowledge. One of the things I learned, but yeah, heavy metal music. I can't understand anything that they're saying. It's not rhythmic. So, it's just the only kind of music that I don't really care for. But there's people who love it, It's just not my cup of tea. But my son, that is one of the things that he likes. He likes that kind of music. He hears it different than me. I think because of the autism. I know that they hear things differently. Sounds are disseminated within their brain differently than they are to us. So, but it's, not my cup of tea. I'm not going to trash the music. I'm just going to say it's not my cup of tea. Because I love music. I am a musical person. So, yeah. But I just don't like that type of music. So. All right, guys. I'm like, I know we like winding down. I am surprised that I like did this for this long. I thought I was only gonna last for like an hour. I'm shocked at myself, and I'm shocked, but I'm glad you guys just kept hanging with me. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. It was, and every, people came through and, just showing the love, and I can talk about everything. Look it up, Queen. I'm telling you, your everybody's DNA, our genetic code, genetic codes, the way the computers look at it is numeric. And music is numeric. Every number is a note. Every number is a note. And if you took out the genetic numeric code of each person, it would be a different symphony of music for every living being on the planet. That's the reason why most people are attracted to music, because it's part of us. Even if that's not our talent, it's in us. It's in us as people. It's in us as people. So I'll get a little deeper. Think about this. Even if you are not really into relationship or religion, most of us know the story of Lucifer or Satan, that he was in charge of the choirs in the heavenlies. He was music. And that's the reason why you have all of this stuff that goes on with music. That's, because it's been corrupted. But music itself is pure. The music in our bodies is pure. But I don't want to get too deep on y'all on that. But I just thought I'd share that little bit at the end. That's why I'll just say this one last thing. This is one of the reasons why when they took music and art out of schools, that was the worst thing that they could have ever done for our children. Because by taking music out of the schools, it really took that support that helped kids with math, because music is math, and people who tend to do well with music are able to do well in math. And although we consider our music an art, the ancients considered music a science. It was not an art. We made it an art. Modern man made music an art. It was a science. So that's just something else that you can think about. Okay? All right, guys. So it is 1:15 on the West Coast. And I have been on since 11:15 yesterday. So I am going to go ahead and end this stream, and I'll probably be back on tomorrow. It was a great stream. Thank you, everybody who came through. And yeah, this was a real one. Yeah, Elizabeth, I did go to USC. Yeah, I know there's some controversial in the medical school and stuff, and let me just say, I never did medical services of any type on USC's campus at any point, because when I was in school there, my dad was also living here in California, and my father's a doctor. So I never went to nothing over there. But anyway, guys, Thank you so much for coming on my stream. Again, if you didn't hit that like button coming in, make sure you hit it on your way out. If you want to leave comments behind the stream, please do. And until the next time, guys, I'm going to say peace and happy Friday. Bye.